Welcome to the Certified Nursing Assistant Program at Prince George's Community College. We appreciate your interest. The Certified Nursing Assistant Program at Prince George's Community College is accredited by the Maryland Board of Nursing. For further information or any questions that you may have after seeing this short video, you will get our contact information, our email address, and telephone number at the end. So let's begin. Who registers for the Certified Nursing Assistant Program here at the college? As you see here, these are the types of individuals who generally register for the CNA program. Either they desire entry-level work as a nurse, they are on the career path to becoming an LPN or RN already, and they want to make some money initially as a nursing assistant, or a lot of people just love taking care of individuals. And so those are the types of individuals that we get here for our program. What does a CNA, GNA do? Well, they work under the direction of a registered nurse or LPN or other medical staff, and they are the main contact with patients. So actually a patient would see a nursing assistant more than they see anyone else during the course of a day. They provide personal care by bathing them, by feeding them, by dressing, and they perform support functions such as transporting them, taking their vital signs such as blood pressure and things of that nature, making the bed up, answering patient call bells, and of course more. What is the difference between a CNA and GNA? The main difference is where they work. A CNA can work anywhere except in a long-term care facility. So a CNA may work in a hospital, assisted living, group home, private duty. But in order to work in a nursing home or long-term care facility, as it's called, you need to have your GNA. And in order to get your GNA, then you need to take the state exam. So after you finish classes with us, most students take the state exam and are in a position to either be a CNA or a GNA. Also, you would need to take the GNA if you plan to work in DC or if you plan to work in Virginia. You need to be able to have reciprocity so you don't have to take the entire course all over again. The next question is, how long is our program? It depends on the schedule that you choose. Generally, it's about 7 to 9 weeks, depending upon the schedule. We have classes in the daytime. We have classes in the evening. So you could possibly go 2 days a week, or you could go 3 days a week, 3 evenings a week, or 2 evenings a week. It's up to the schedule that you choose. How much does it cost? Where there are different parts to the program. The first part is the theory program, and that is how much it costs, $825. There's a book fee. So this is your initial cost, the theory part and the book that goes in the theory. Then after that, you go with your instructor to the clinical site. This is the cost for the clinical part. The CPR, if you don't already have it, it's $80 here at the college, and these are some fees that you will need to have before you go to clinical. Your background check fee, you need to make sure that your immunizations are up to date, so that could cost it could cost up to hundreds of dollars, maybe a couple if you don't have them or don't have records of them previously. Your certification fee for your license with the Maryland Board of Nursing, and your state exam fee for your GNA. And some of these fees you pay at the beginning, like your theory and your book, some in the middle, like your clinical and CPR, and some towards the end, your background check fee, and some at the end, like your certification. After you finish your class, you have to pay this $20, and also after you finish class, you're going to take the state exam, and you have to pay that $105. Where do you start? Well, the first thing you have to do is take your reading comprehension placement test, also called the AccuPlacer. Only in reading to make sure you can read the textbook. And that's generally done at the testing center. There are testing centers here in Largo, and also in Hyattsville, and in Laurel, depending upon where you live. The schedule may differ, though, so you probably would need to call us so you can figure out what the schedule is. You can get an exemption from taking that if you have taken college credit courses before in English and things of that nature. It's possible you can get a waiver from taking that exam. And then after that, you register for the class you want. So you can register at the registration desk. If you need some help with registration, we're always here available to help you. And of course, you have to pay for the course. We don't have a payment plan, but we have an official payment, unofficial payment plan. What do I mean by that? I mean that you can put some money down to hold your seat in the class and pay on it. I suggest that you register early for that to happen, and then you make payment on it. The rule is by the time the class is finished, everything should be paid off. The courses are in a number of different places here. We have 3 different locations. One is in Largo, and this is our new building. The classes are held on the 2nd floor in the Center for Health Studies here in Largo. We also have classes in Hyattsville, and that is across from the Prince George's Mall, if you know where that is, Prince George's Plaza, and that is also across from the Green Line Metro Station. It's located at 6505 Bellcrest Road in Hyattsville, Maryland. Our final location is in Laurel, and that is at 312 Marshall Avenue, located behind the Chuck E. Cheese and Giant in the Laurel College Center. And the class is there. It's the office building. It's on the 3rd floor, I believe, in this location, and on the 2nd floor in this location, as well. What do you learn? Well, you learn a lot. There's a lecture part, and there's a skills part. And in the skills part, you are working with your instructor, who will teach you about the 21 skills that you need to have and to master before you can finish the class. You do your clinical. Your clinical is off-site, and so you have that. Your clinical is at a nursing home, and you're working with patients there. There's a lecture. There's skills in the classroom, and then also there are other things that you need to learn in terms of working with patients and things of that nature. When I say skills lab, I'm talking about in the classroom, working with the mannequins, working on each other, practicing all the 21 skills that I think it's 22 skills that you need to know as a nursing assistant. You need to be able to master those skills as a nursing assistant before you can move on. Also included in your classroom assignments are projects. They could be your instructor gives you at the beginning of class, tells you what type of assignments you'll have and what type of projects. These are some examples of some projects that were done before. What about the clinicals? The clinicals are actually generally located close to where your class is held. So you go to a nursing home that if you're in Hyattsville, we try to make sure that your clinical is in Hyattsville. And if you go Largo, your clinicals are normally in Largo. On occasion, you may go elsewhere. And you attend the clinicals with your instructor, so you don't go by yourself, with an instructor, maybe your instructor from the class and maybe another instructor from the college you would go with. You have to attend all of the clinicals. That means there are 48 hours of clinicals. You have to do all 48 hours before you finish the program. In order to go to clinicals, you have to be in good standing in your theory class. That means that you're passing your theory class. And you have to have your criminal background check done. All of your immunizations need to be done, as well as your CPR needs to be done and complete and handed over to your instructor, who needs to check that off before you can attend clinical. So this is very important. I would suggest getting on your immunizations as soon as you can to make sure you have those, because that is generally the holdup for most of the students. The criminal background check is important as well. and that's required before you go to clinicals. Students with history, they may need to check with their instructor to see exactly what they should do about that. There's a problem with their background check. There may be a problem going to clinicals. The board, in some instances, the board will get involved. So if you have something in your background, then you need a paper application in order to do your to get a license. It becomes a little more complicated. So it's something that you need to discuss with us at the beginning of the program, that there is something in your history. You wear your regular clothes to the classroom, your theory class, but then at the clinical you wear your scrubs, and that's where you wear your white scrubs. It's a white top, a white bottom, white shoes. And consistently your instructor will tell you what to wear. But to your theory class, every day when you come here to the classroom, you wear comfortable clothing because you have to work on each other in the class. Oftentimes in the skills lab you're working on each other, and so you're just wearing your jeans or comfortable sweats or comfortable clothing. So your instructor will tell you about the clinical dress policy, which includes all the whites that you would need, and also they generally ask 1 week before you start clinicals to wear your whites to class. So that's something that you might need to do. Other questions that you might have has to do with your license. If your license is expired, totally expired more than 24 months, then you have to take this whole class over again. If you're already a CNA, then you may be eligible to take our GNA class, so you need to contact us if you're already a CNA. The state exam, some people take it, some people don't. If you plan to work in a nursing home, you have to take it. If you don't plan to work in a nursing home, you should take it. And I say that because it may be your first job. Some people say, I'll never work in a nursing home. But in order to work in a hospital, they require experience, and you're going to get your experience generally in a nursing home. So we suggest that all our students take it right after class where all of the information is fresh in your mind. We don't do a job placement for sure. We don't do that. Like people say, no, we don't place you, but we have so many contacts that we can refer you to different places for jobs and things of that nature, because people are always sending us announcements. Attendance policy. You have to attend all classes. 100% attendance policy we expect. But sometimes things come up and you can't come to every class, and that's something you should discuss with your instructor. You need to have an 80% overall grade average before you can complete the class, before you can pass and go to clinical, or before you could go get a certificate. You need to have 80%. And that includes your exams, your presentation, your participation. And don't be concerned about, I haven't been in school for a long time. If you haven't been in school for a long time, then a lot of our students haven't been in school for a long time. And so don't be concerned about that, because we work with you here. We understand that you might have some be apprehensive about that, but just come to class. We'll work with you. And be comfortable knowing that we'll work with you and try to get you through this program. My oldest student was 76. My youngest student was 17. So what can I say? This is the career path. Starting with a CNA, you can move up to a GNA. We have all of these programs here. The Patient Care Tech program is an advanced CNA GNA. The Medical Assistant program is a credit program. We have the Licensed Practical Nurse program, and of course we have the Registered Nurse program here. Now, for more information about our programs, feel free to contact us. You can call us or you can email us. Here is our email address and our phone number: 301-546-5215. Thank you for your interest in the nursing assistant program here at Prince George's Community College. We look forward to assisting you with your long-time endeavors. Thank you. Bye-bye.